trash in the playoffs when you did something you would openly admit you did later on. Suddenly you don't want anything to do with them. You're persona non grata. I'm saying to you, I'm gonna tell you how LeBron felt about Darvin Ham, for example, right? But we know that you were doing a podcast with JJ. And JJ ends up being the next coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it ain't a damn mongoose. Yeah.
Wow. Stephen A. Smith unleashes on LeBron James. Is the media turning on LeBron? Let's get into this. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thumbs up. Like the video. Let's go.
It's not getting into your personal life, but you have folks that will want you to avoid even talking about the game in a negative fashion because they're of this mindset that it would protect their brand, which gets us to another point. Yeah. You really have an agenda.
Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that LeBron James, man, you brought all of this upon yourself. What's happening is the world is changing. I do think a lot of this, man, I'm telling y'all, I think a lot of this has to do with the presidential election. Call me crazy, but I'm noticing a trend across not just social media, but sports media. And I'm seeing a lot of flustered people. I'm seeing a lot of frustration. LeBron James obviously now wants to take some type of break. Like, that goes to show you why you should not follow these celebrities, man. Because when things don't go their way, like Stephen A. Smith is saying, people are very good at wanting the praise, but not the criticism. We know that LeBron James is mad about the way his son is being trolled, right? The P. Diddy allegations, right? And just constantly being clowned and mocked, constantly being compared to Michael Jordan, and people are saying that he's nowhere near Michael Jordan. And I think that LeBron James, man, who lives on social media, man, he's getting a taste of his own medicine, man. Everything's backfiring on him right now, man. And I just feel like LeBron James can't take the heat, so he getting about that kitchen.
Specific about who you're talking about, that's a negative stigma that I think should be challenged. The other thing that I would say is what I piggybacked off of earlier. Folks in the media today also consist of former players. They're your brethren. They know the game. They've been inside their locker rooms. But you'll see players complaining about the media 1 minute, complaining about a former player another. If you're a present player that has a podcast or something, they'll complain about that too. Who's allowed to talk about you?
And I agree with Stephen A. Smith on that, because now these players just want to be coddled and babied. You say something bad and it's this fake beef, because ain't nobody tough no more in the NBA. So it's like they all want to be praised, man. LeBron James, man, I feel like this is like the media finally like rebelling against LeBron James, and I'm starting to see a trend here, guys. So I'm telling you that this just may be getting started. And I feel like for so long people have protected LeBron James. LeBron James is in Clutch Sports after you, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that these media pundits like Stephen A. Smith, who has been checked by Rich Paul or questioned by Clutch Sports, when he speaks, First Take is a huge platform. People are going to listen. Okay, people are going to listen, and Stephen A. Smith is going to take advantages like this to crap on LeBron James. I mean, he's doing it in a very professional way, but this guy is making some valid points.
He's allowed to talk about you because he's gotten at me, he's gotten at Kendrick Perkins, he's gotten at other people, he's gotten at fans, he's gotten at media members, he's gotten at folks on social media. Who's allowed to talk? But in the same breath, you want us to talk because it elevates the profile of the sport and the brand that you represent, and you get the profit off of that. So which one is it? All of these things come into consideration.
Wow. Stephen A. Smith woke up with the Holy Spirit in him today, man. He cooking.
There are people they can talk to. There are stories that can be told. There's a level of genuine truthfulness and honesty and objectivity that can be brought to the equation, but that's not what you want to do. Because you might not like a particular person when their objective is the story, not you, and to tell those stories. So when you say there's more storytelling that could be told, who are the people that are in ideal positions to tell those stories? Those very individuals that don't want to tell it unless they want to tell it to who they want to tell it to.
Ooh. What y'all gonna do, Stephen A. Smith? He has tapped into his feminine superpowers this morning. Because I mean, goodness gracious, man, this dude, he's here to bicker. But I gotta say, man, like this time he's on to something. He's literally calling LeBron James out because his agenda is to keep this perfect, unblemished resume, control the narrative, control the story. And LeBron James is such a freaking ego maniac to where he just wants to completely erase Jordan. But what LeBron James doesn't realize is because Jordan never did this, it makes him even more appreciated. LeBron gets into politics. Telling you guys, all this is hitting LeBron James back in his face. You get out there on the front line with your politics. You get out there with all this speaking your mind on this and that because you became more than a basketball player. What do you say? More than an athlete? I see. But you have to understand that there are going to be a lot of people that you rub the wrong way. I'm telling y'all, wait till these documentaries come out. When LeBron James retired, you guys are going to see so many players come out and speak about what's going on behind closed doors. LeBron James he wants to be, I will admit this, he's very presidential. He's almost like a politician. He kisses the babies, he shakes the hands, but everybody got a dark side, brother. Okay? Everybody got something that's a skeleton or skeletons in that closet, man. And when I tell y'all this, man, like, I'm not trying to accuse or say this or that, but trust and believe, man, everybody has a bad side and a little bit of past and bad relationships with people. And all of that is going to come to the forefront. Right now, LeBron James is bent on controlling his narrative. It's not going his way right now. He's throwing a tantrum. Bronny James is a bust. It is not working. And LeBron James he's in a frenzy right now.
We don't shy away from that. You got something you want to debate? Fine. You got something you want to promote? Fine. You got something you want to big up? Fine. We have no problem with that. But because somebody talked about you playing like trash in the playoffs, when you did something you would openly admit you did later on, suddenly you don't want anything to do with them. You're persona non grata. I'm saying to you.
Wow, Stephen A. Smith, he's bringing up LeBron James playing trash in the playoffs. I don't know what this has to do with where he's going, but this lets me know that Stephen A. Smith has been waiting so long to get this lick back. I mean, he is in a tremendous bag, okay? He is cooking. He is letting LeBron James have it all plus more. LeBron James is off of social media, so I don't know if he'll see this. LeBron James can't help himself. If LeBron James truly wanted to stay off social media, he wouldn't announce. I hate when people say, I'm unfollowing you, I'm unsubscribing. I'm just like, bro, I really wouldn't have known if you didn't tell me, but thanks. Why do people think that people care when they're like no longer, I guess, on social media or following or supporting you? I mean, like, I just don't get it. I'm the type of guy, I'd rather move in silence. I'll just say, okay, like, go Ghost. Haven't heard from LeBron James. It comes off as more authentic. Now that things aren't going your way and you're throwing a tantrum, it literally makes you look like a spoiled, rotten brat. I mean, honestly, like, you're supposed to be the GOAT, right? Like, the greatest to ever do it. You think Jordan really would have cared? You don't think if Michael Jordan had a podcast in one day, the world would line up? I mean, the whole world would line up to listen to 5 minutes of that podcast. And I'll tell you why. Because scarcity creates demand. LeBron James has to post his workout. He has to post lyrics. He has to ride or bandwagon any player or any team that's doing good in any sport, because that's what he does. It's just like, bro, you give the world so much access to you till people get tired of it. Michael Jordan still has not said anything about being a GOAT. The same way that Michael Jordan sells his shoes, limited amount of pairs at a time, is why Michael Jordan is still superior. He gets it. He knows to let the fans speak. And at this point, I don't even think Michael Jordan is concerned. I mean, he knows that his legacy is engraved. Nothing that LeBron James will ever do, it just won't matter. It just won't matter. And stuff like this, all of the social media presence, coming out speaking on things with being misinformed or not educated on. So many things play into like why people like myself just don't support LeBron James. I feel like his whole story has been fabricated, and I feel like he was never used to attention, and he's had attention for a long time. And it's hard for him to leave the NBA right now because some people just don't know when to let that attention-seeking mentality go, which is why I don't believe that LeBron James will stay off of social media no more than 20 days.
There's a grown-up element to all of this that people don't gravitate to. And then they got cats in the podcast stratosphere, all right, that literally confirm and condone that kind of mentality until they're forced to speak truth to power about what's transpiring, and then the players themselves turn against them. And so when we look at this negativity and just say to national media, nah, that ain't good enough. Because there's people, your brethren, former players, present players, with a microphone, with a camera, that got absolute carte blanche to speak truth to power, and they know what they're talking about. And then you challenge them. Because, not even because it's false, but because you said, nah, that's not something you say.
Ooh. Whew. What's that Glorilla song, Let Her Cook? Man. Whew. Listen, Stephen A. Smith is not mincing any words here, okay? LeBron James does do this to other NBA players, former NBA players. I will be making a video about LeBron James and Rachel Nichols' encounter post-game presser after the Magic won against the Lakers last night. You got mad at Kendrick Perkins, unfollow Kendrick Perkins. You get mad at Jaylen Brown because he says that Bronny James from the RIP is not an NBA player. You didn't like it. So Stephen A. Smith is on point. He's telling the truth. Like, you did not like it. LeBron James, do you realize that not even Jesus Christ could walk this earth without people throwing sticks and stones and having negative things to say? This is Jesus of Nazareth we're talking about. The reason that you and I exist, for those who are Christian, LeBron, everybody is not going to sing your praise, brother. You do know that if you side with this, there's going to be a side that doesn't agree. That is the yin and yang effect. Opposite attractions. There's good, there's bad. There's light, there's dark. It's never going to be 100% all sun. We have to have a moon. I mean, like, bro, what is wrong with LeBron James? Seriously, like, dude, get over yourself. Please.
It's not something you publicize. And they go after their own. So, when we talk about national media, who's Rich Kleiman talking about? Who's LeBron James co-signing on with that? What are you talking about exactly? Give examples. We're all ears. We're all ears. But they won't do that. You know why? Because then you get challenged. And you're getting challenged on the level of consistency that you may be lacking with your argument. This is First Take, baby. I'm here all the time. Anytime, any place. They want the platform, let's go. Let's have it. They won't do
Boy, cooking so hard, Molly had to interrupt him. Molly said, hold on, I see where this is going. I know what Stephen A. Smith is really trying to get at and what he's really trying to say. Molly said, let me come through and do my job because Stephen A. Smith is not letting this go. And how much y'all want to bet? Stephen A. Smith is going to take this to his podcast and continue this where he cannot be stopped. This is one of those dudes, like, I don't know if you guys ever played sports, but there was always a guy, like, you would literally have to hit him to shut him up. That's a Stephen A. Smith. Oh, yeah. Stephen A. Smith is going to kill you with his words. They're going to literally get under your skin and make you want to cock back and punch him, especially when he's in this mode, especially when he's cooking the way he's cooking. Go ahead, Brother Smith.
I like the shop. I think they've done a hell of a job. Pedro, Maverick, and the rest of the crew, nothing but love from me. But let me be very, very clear. It ain't like First Take. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's very, very little resistance.
Yes. Nobody's going to debate LeBron James on his own show. Nobody's going to call LeBron James out. He just brings on all of the fanboys who are going to praise him, speak very high in regards of him, his lifestyle, his career. There is no resistance, but Stephen A. Smith, man, he's going to come. He's going to challenge you. He's going to challenge you. And I got to give it to him. I respect it. Even though I think that he's a coward sometimes and a fraud, there are moments like this where I gotta agree with the man.
I've said this to them, and I meant it from the bottom of my heart. I'll show up, name the time and place. Oh, by the way, no editing. Make sure that what I say is in there.
Ooh.
You understand? Don't sit up there and edit me out and cut me out. Oh, no. Let's have that real conversation. I ain't never been invited. There ain't no accident. We know what time it is. See, people can talk all they want to, but at the end of the day, it comes down to that level of truth. A lot of times they ain't gonna dime out their teammates. They ain't gonna dime out their coach. They ain't gonna tell you how LeBron felt about Darvin Ham, for example, right? But we know that you were doing a podcast with JJ, and JJ ends up being the next coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, if it walks like a duck, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it ain't a damn mongoose.
Woo! Wow. Cheers, Stephen A. Smith. This coffee's on me because you are cooking, brethren. Wow. This dude is just telling y'all what I've been telling y'all, other content creators are telling y'all. And I'm starting to see a trend where all of y'all LeBron James fans and Bronny James fans, y'all are starting to see what, and it took me a while too. I used to be a big LeBron James fan, guys. I'm not going to lie. 6th grade, I got a LeBron James jersey before I even knew who he was for Christmas. Wore that motherfucker almost every day. But when I started to really pay attention to the game, I started to say, hold up, like this dude is kind of not like that to me, honestly. And it was more so because of his mentality, that his antics that rubbed me the wrong way. I do think that he's done great things for the game, but I don't even want to get sidetracked because this is all about Stephen A. Smith. Shut up, Chuck. Shut up. Let's talk about this. Stephen A. Smith, mince no words. Walk like a duck, quack like a duck. It ain't a damn mongoose. And he's calling LeBron James out. He's been wanting to call LeBron James out. And I'm sure that LeBron James may not be on social media, but this has gotten to him. So let's all just stay tuned, man, because this was an epic cook. This was a char-grilled, flame-broiled, sauteed cooking, okay? Your thoughts. Let me know what y'all think about Stephen A. Smith's take on y'all's king, LeBron James. Did he come through and deliver his message, or did he not? Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Agree, disagree. Regardless, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you guys for following. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah.